Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, dokie, everybody. Welcome to the BearThoughts podcast. We do this every Wednesday at 5 o'clock Central PST time. And here at Grimmy B Thought, not Grimmy Gaming. Goodness gracious, I thought by now I remember my own channel's name at BearThoughts. Thank you for all those who have real quick. Thank you for all those who've been watching my new videos. They were not a smashing, success like I was hoping it would be, but thank you for those who did watch it. My last two videos, I don't know if you know this, Corvo, but like YouTube gives them from your channel's perspective a score, and a 1 out of 10 is a perfect. So don't ask me why that's that, but a 10 out of 10 is not. I don't get that, but that's how it goes. My last two videos,
kind of reverse, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought it would be too, but my last two videos, the one talking about Halo and Dr. Disrespect and Tim Tamman, that was a 2 out of 10, and the Halo ones were both of them were 1 out of 10s for my channel. But problem is, I have videos that I put little to no money or effort into that did far and beyond better than those Halo videos, which I'm not going to stop working on them and doing them. It's just take me a while because, well, I'm not going to put a lot of money into something that's not going to really, like, pan out to be some of my best work. Really, it is my best work. My thumbnails I think, are amazing, but
they are.
I didn't get very much views on them as I was hoping I would. It's just one of those things. I took a gamble and I lost the bet. So, that's just a sad state of affair. But of course, like I said before, the editor that I got came out of my pocket. Like, YouTube is not paying me at all to be able to buy my own editor. I took a gamble. I bought myself an editor to try to see if it would do me any good. And apparently not. Then again, I did learn a couple tricks from him by watching his example of work. So I know how to do some of those things now. The problem is taking the time to do them takes forever. But anyways, that's here or there. But as always, we have Corvo with us today. How you doing this evening, sir?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
I am doing fairly okay. And of course, we do have a disembodied voice, but right now she is in the shower. So
Yes.
she will be here in a little bit to talk here and there, but otherwise,
Probably, yes.
otherwise, okay. So I want to jump in real quick into this past week's. Since last week we talked about Mihoyo a lot, and this past week's event of Genshin Impact, and
Yeah.
I have to say, I'm excited, but that whole that event was short. I mean, short.
Yeah, it didn't take long to get it done, but the primos were there, I felt.
Oh yeah, the primos felt great. And then of course, then we have okay. I remember the Raiden Shogun said she made 2 dolls.
Yes.
2 dolls.
Please tell me you're on the tell me you're the same place I am. Please. Yes.
So, okay. She made the Raiden, Lord Raiden.
Yeah, the guy that Yamiko ends up saving her ass from in that damn dungeon.
Yes. And then I thought she made the body that she's currently in as well as a second doll.
She did.
I think she might have made a third one.
No. See, you're off just a little bit, in my opinion. Now, you may be right, and if you are, I'll give you the credit when it happens. But here's what I think has happened.
Okay.
So Yamiko gave him the Gnosis to save our ass, right? Because she didn't know what it was. She just knew he wanted it.
Uh-huh.
She even tells you that. So I have a feeling that when he got a hold of the Gnosis and figure out how to use it, what you see is what he was supposed to become.
Oh.
Okay. So I think that's a complete transformation due to the power in the Gnosis, and that's what we're dealing with. Mm-hmm. Now, there are some other people that are positing out there that her sister isn't really dead, and she is pissed.
Yeah, that's another part. I was like, the sister?
But I honestly think that Mr. Raiden, or whatever you want to call him, has got a hold of that Gnosis, and he has finally achieved the form that he thought he was supposed to have, and that's who we're going to have to deal with. That's my beliefs.
Okay, so for one thing, if they don't do anything with this model other than make you fight it, I think it's gonna be a huge waste of just stunning work of looks.
Yeah, I mean, did you see the nice new the giant freaking katana, the shoulder shield? I mean, everything looks beautiful on this thing.
Like other than her head being the same, the entire model has been
Revamped.
modified. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing like ball joints on certain parts of her body. I'm going, puppet? But I don't really know. I'm like, I want to know more about it. I'm excited for that. That sounds cool.
I'm very excited.
The bartending thing is a nice little change.
I kind of like that idea because that's something I played a lot of games that had those kind of features in them. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, and but it's probably one of those like one and done kind of things. I'm like, I kind of like it to just stick around, like just stick around and just like add on to it. I feel like this.
Let me run by and make a drink for somebody.
Yeah, okay, I want to earn a little bit or do better, or hey, there's a new character I can make a drink for, something to really keep things like, hey, right. I got nothing to do. I'm gonna go make some drinks, and with a new character I haven't tried yet, or something. I don't know. They added something new to it. Oh, let me go check that out now. I would like that. And of course, I do have to say, the maze idea from the new domains, I kind of thought about the moment they did that in the teapot. I'm like, I want to do a maze. Like, they give you this thing to run a thing. I'm going to do a maze. And then lo and behold, they do a domain for it. I'm like, thank you. I like that.
That's a great idea. I think it's going to be great. I'm excited for Kami Sato's brother. Uh-huh. He is, as you could tell, he is a Hydro user, which would make sense that if you put the two of them in the party together, shit might get real for people real fast. Mm-hmm. And he's not just any Hydro user. He is the head of their clan, katana wielding, get the shit out of my face. Yeah. Dude,
long sleeves. It's long sleeves were okay. Some of them have not seen the artwork for him. He is a very tall, skinny of a man, but like he has a jacket with a very, very long sleeves. And those who do not know, long sleeves in Japanese and Chinese culture means they're kind of royalty. You don't have that unless you're a high-standing person in either the clans or in the upper echelon of Japanese or Chinese culture. So,
and the only concern I have with his character is I hope, with as sweet and nice as they made her, they don't go the complete opposite direction with him.
Make him I don't know. He seems like his sly little fox too. Like the way they made him smile.
I would like for him to be more of a kind of like a Joker kind of a character, a little bit more like more of an Arataki, but of royal standings.
Okay.
I would like to see that. I don't want to see, my sister is nice and pious and she loves everybody, but I'm a dick and I don't really give a fuck about anybody. Kind of.
Yeah, military. We gotta get this thing done. Like that.
Yeah, I'm hoping they don't go that way. I'm not sure about the other character you mentioned earlier because I think I missed that part. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and look at that, but so now I'm gonna give you the info that we were talking about earlier. So it's been leaked, but it has not been confirmed that the banners in 2.6, which is the ones after the ones coming, will contain Kazuha.
Okay,
and Venti.
Yeah, I heard about Venti one. Did not hear about the Kazuha one. Okay.
And I really like Kazuha. I really want Kazuha because Kazuha to me feels like Zhao, but without the let's kill myself doing my ult. Because when I was doing that potions like shit over and over again, not the potions, the floors where you did different floors. Dude, he was like the ace in the hole, bro.
Yeah.
His plunge attacks with his E were just decimating to people. It
just sucks him in and you just smack down on top of them. Like, that's so useful for so many scenarios.
So I will tell you that if those banners roll up, I would like to have Venti, but I'm pulling on Kazuha first.
Yeah, I wanted Kazuha when he first came out. I'm like, the guy looks fucking sweet. Samurai looking boy, all sleek and slim. Like, man, this dude looks like
And my understanding is he's supposed to get a story quest to go along with that.
You know, I actually don't. Wait, go for it. Go for it. Then again, I still think, because, okay, real quick, I'm gonna jump on the topic and to jump off of it and then go back onto it later on. The new game Lost Ark has a pursuing system in it where you can pursue people and woo them, right? I think Genshin Impact could learn a lesson or two from that. Like, let people have the little fantasies. It's a fantasy game. Pursue the characters that like in the game. Just let them. Like, I feel like
I can't do that. You know how much trouble I'm gonna get into?
It's a video game. It's not
I'm
real.
not talking about with my wife. I'm talking about all the digital women in there because there's several I'd be pursuing at one time.
Yeah, but like it's a video game, so like you hear them.
You're telling me you wouldn't run after. I'm gonna start naming them, and I want to see you nod your head. So here we go. You're gonna chase Noelle.
Yeah.
You're gonna chase Mona.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna chase Shinha.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna chase you're gonna chase Ball.
Yeah.
There ain't no way. No, I mean anybody that doesn't chase that, they stupid. Mm-hmm. I would chase Lisa. I ain't gonna lie.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Jean,
yeah.
Baby, we got to have a conversation. Several conversations. Matter of fact, this shit might be a chapter book when we're done.
Yeah,
you know,
just flip the page on each one. But you know, I feel like it's something to give people more invested in the characters, and while be a bit of a fantasy trip, right? It would be good for both sides because then the girls can, chase after the men, or if they're swingers, they can go after the women. Let them have at it. Let them experience at it.
So I want to ask you a question because Stealthy pointed something out in the whole Lantern Rite situation. Yeah, towards the end when everybody's watching the fireworks and stuff. Did you catch a hint of a
Ning Wong?
A relationship there that most people hadn't really thought of?
Ning Wong?
Ning Wong and
a Ball? Yeah.
No. Beidou. Yeah. Because I caught that comment. She's like, "Ooh, aren't you looking fancy?" She said, "It really must be a treasure for Captain Beidou to take notice." I'm like, "Whoop, wait, what? Hold up, bitch! I just want to be in the room."
I know, like that was quick spicy. I'm like, this must be a real catcher. I'm like, whoa! I didn't know you were fishing. So, especially fishing for compliments. I think that was really nice, and I of course my mind is thinking about China and like their rules and that kind of stuff like that. So my mind is going, they won't possibly do that. But now that they moved to not Norway. Where did they move the headquarters to?
Shit.
Anyways,
why'd you have to ask me?
Yeah, they moved out of China. The headquarters now in another nation, capital, whatever. Where the laws are not as strict. So hopefully they'll be able to get away with that. I don't really know how I feel. I'm going to jump on this real quick and then jump off it again. How I feel about them going, hey, all the sensor clothes that are on all the characters are now the characters' official clothes or their storyline clothing. Like, this is how their clothes is always going to look when you see them in the cinematics, no matter what. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like that's kind of taken away, like, oh, here's what you know, because we started from the very beginning, and now we're gonna wipe all that clean and pretend like it never existed. I don't know very much how I feel about that, but that's not here or there. But now that since they moved out of China, we might be seeing a little bit more of intermingling,
right?
A bit of cultural changes, and it's not my
place. And I want to tell you, I appreciated the slow pan up as Kuching come out. I mean, it was nice.
It was appreciable. Again,
yes.
But I do want to jump on the festival was great. I enjoyed it. I beat all of it. I didn't really. It was like a spectacular event, but it was fun, something to do. something other June now in a while. I'm hoping the next thing that's coming out will be much more, because I feel like people are going to be taking the domain thing I talked about before and like really running with that. I really feel like they should do. And I'm sure you don't pretty much. You probably never did this yourself. I didn't know about it until a couple weeks ago. Um, back in the earlier days of the internet, the people that made Sonic, Sega did a online like community thing where you could play retro games of Sega, and online you were able to make a map using a lot of the parts and tools of Sonic games, and make a map and people can run through it, and they run through it, and you got more people to do it, you get a reward for having people run through it.
Right.
I think they should do that for Genshin Impact's little dungeon things. Like, hey, if I make a map and it gets a lot of plays, reward me. And I go play a lot of people's maps, right? Like, I go try a bunch of people's little domains. Reward me and have it open to everybody. Like, hey, try out this one, and then like give the community something to really bite into. And I feel like that will cause for a lot of I don't want to say intermingling with other players finally, but definitely a lot more community driven groups.
I can see that. Real quick, a side note, something Stealthy said earlier that I think you'll find funny. So, as it stands right now, you have Ball.
Yes.
And I have Zhongling. And she said, "Now, what would be the chance of me ending up with Venti, and then we could run a 3-god party?"
I don't know about the likelihood, but we could get lucky.
Yeah, that would be funny though. That would be hilarious. Because at that point, it's like, okay, so whoever's running 2 characters, you better have a 5-star healer with you, because some shit's finna get real.
Maybe, but I'm definitely looking forward to the next expansion. I don't really like that they tease the expansion afterwards. It's like, hey, it's coming. It's like, you could probably give me more stuff now and then tease me later, like on your Twitter page or on your official page about the next expansion after this one. Because what's coming next after this expansion, the zone that's going to be releasing is apparently like huge in the lore, and a lot of people are excited for it. And me, I'm going, okay. I saw one of the creatures in it remind me of a Pokemon Onyx Steel type. I forget the evolution of it was called, but looks like a Pokemon to me, which is kind of cool. But like, I don't, teasers don't really get me unless you're actually gonna like say it's coming soon. Like, hey, teaser, coming soon? No, thanks, I guess, for teasing me and giving me blue balls. I don't appreciate that. But I would say looking forward to having the Fox Lady. Hope I get her in my group. That would be great.
I am hoping for her too.
And I'm hoping the next story or next thing will give me literally a lot more stuff to go about. But if it doesn't, and let's say I burn through it like crazy, I have another game to jump into. Meanwhile, between game section, because there's times I get on Genshin Impact, do my resin, and I'm off for the day. Because I feel like I don't have nothing to do. Even though I could find things to do, I don't feel like I have stuff to do. Is playing the game Lost Ark. Now, have you seen anything when I'm talking about here with Lost Ark?
I've seen trailers, I've seen gameplay.
Okay, so for anybody's not understanding with Lost Ark or not knowing of this game, is finally released. Lost Ark is a Korean-based game that's been out for 3 years now. It's a #1 game in Korea and #1 game in apparently Russia. So apparently they've been having this game for a long time, and it's a MMORPG. I don't remember what those
massive multiplayer online role playing game.
Yes, but in a top down, meaning you see your characters below you and you're talking about it from view below you, moving around in the world, which is kind of like a Diablo-esque, if anybody knows about video games, Diablo-esque style, which I actually kind of appreciate.
Yep. See, I'm not a big fan of top down. That's just me.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather third person view or first person view.
Yeah, I some people might be that way, but I feel it feels kind of, I don't know, something unique, but it's gonna be free to play. So like, we really don't have like any. Well, you could have a reason why not to try it out because you're just not interested in MMOs or anything like that. But it's a free game coming out, or it's already out if you bought the deluxe edition or the founders edition to help support the game's launch here in America. They finally got voice acting. They changed a couple of things, and it's gonna be free to play though on the 11th of this month. So if you haven't bought the Founder Edition, it's gonna be free to play. So you can download it Steam, and right now it's blowing up on Twitch. Now, I'm sure you've seen it before, Corvo, because I think all of us have seen it before. Where if you watch a channel that's playing a game, you get X item in the game. You know what I'm talking about here?
Right.
Okay, so let me try to explain this for those who have not seen it before. When they launch this game, a lot of people have these called drops enabled, meaning if you watch your channel for so many hours, you'll get an item that you can receive in the game. And watching them more or watching them each day gives you a chance of getting a different item in game to be able to show off or be able to, use or whatever in the game. So you can have a little bit more like, hey, I was here during this period, which I can kind of appreciate. Like, I like items that are like time limited because I feel like, hey, I was here during that time. That was great. Yeah. I like that. But my problem here is with it is a lot of people are calling this legal view botting, meaning that people are watching channels not because they enjoy the channel or not because they want to support the creator, but to get the items in the game. That's it. And I have to say, even I'm in that category where I'm watching channels, I have no interest in the person because I do not find them entertaining at all. Period. Blank. And I don't know how I feel about that. I feel somewhat guilty. I'm watching these people that are usually big name channels when I should be supporting the smaller channels that may be putting a lot more effort in their channel.
Yep.
And
which is why I only watch specific channels.
Yeah, like they don't have it enabled drops for everybody.
Right. They
only have it drops for a selected. We're not like, hey, we select you. That's it. No, like it's normally a upper echelon. Now I hate to say they use the word that again, but upper class of streamers that can have drops truly enabled. Everybody else, you're swimming upriver. Good luck fighting the thousands of viewers that are going to watch other channels that are giving them chances and tries.
Right.
Then someone, let's say, me, Stealthy, or Corvo, or anybody like that. And I don't know how I feel about that. Like, do you feel like that's maybe a little...
I feel like if they're going to enable it for one, it should be enabled for all. If they're not, then it shouldn't be available.
Well,
because to me, it's an unfair advantage for people that already have an advantage.
Now, they might be having it available to, like, let's say, all affiliates and above. I haven't gone check myself, but you have to have the game in order to enable it, and you have to, so on to turn it on and then go at that from then get views. But the more likelihood of, hey, I know I just got a bunch of views from people botting or people sitting in my channel to, get this item. I'm going to go raid another big channel.
It's kind of like the thing that Pesty was pointing out with me and doing the KOTOR. Mm-hmm. So Twitch has 4 criteria to meet to be an affiliate.
Yeah.
I've met 2 of the 4. But because I'm not an affiliate, even though he wanted to sub or he wanted to donate, I don't have those options.
Yeah.
And until I can get someone to, 3 people to sit in my channel on the time frame that they want it sat in, because I've met the time standard, the length of time, a long time ago
easy.
with
It's
a
not
print, and I've met the other criteria a long time ago. It's just the amount of viewers and the time viewed that I'm still struggling with because be honest, a lot of my streams are prints. So a lot of people will come in and watch it for 30 40 minutes and then they'll hop out and they may come back later, but without it being a continuous view it doesn't count it. So that puts me in that situation where I've literally had different people that were in there at different times say, hey, if you were an affiliate, I would have subbed to you. This was a cool print. Or, hey, if you were an affiliate, I would have gave you a donation because you did a pretty neat stream there. And I had someone that wanted to sub the night that I did the grill when I put the grill together, but they couldn't. And it just boils down to that they have criteria for that, and I haven't met it yet.
I get why they do that because they don't let every Tom, Dick, and Harry come in and that are not really gonna put forth the effort to try to get affiliates to be even giving them money. But at the same time, I feel like that people should still have like, hey, even if you can't sub to me, you can still donate to me if you feel like doing that. Because then that might give someone either a more financial need, more financial reasoning and need to be able to stream more often, or B, it might just be what they need to help them and their personal life. And at the same time, I don't think it's hurt anybody.
Right. Another thing that and it's just me personal. You may have a different viewpoint, but I think having to chat in chat for it to be counted, I think that's wrong.
No, and honestly, it's even worse that like your printing streams specifically are usually really long, and they don't count it from the moment you have 3 or 4 people in your channel. They count it for the entire span. So let's say the very beginning of it, let's say for 30 minutes of it, you have, let's just say for all sake of reasons, 10 viewers. Very beginning. Bam. 10 viewers right there. But the next 2.5 hours, you go down to 2 or 1. They don't count the 10 for like, hey, hit your criteria right there. Nope. The rest of the hours will take away in percentages of the viewers from the very beginning. I'm like,
and my other, like I said, my issue with the chatting is, okay, just because someone's not typing to you doesn't mean they're not watching you.
Oh yeah.
So from a parental standpoint, if this was when Soren was still a baby, I could be actively watching you, but I can't chat with you if I'm holding my child, feeding them, or whatever else I have to do. So I get their reasoning behind it. I get that they are wanting to make sure the person is actively watching, but at the same time, I also understand that from a viewer standpoint, that is not always something that we can do. Just because I can sit there and stare at the screen does not mean I can use my hands.
Oh yeah, for a long time I've been having an issue with that because I did okay. I don't know if this is like one of the things I feel like it's off and on with Twitch, and I've been doing this for the past 5 years or so. I would go to channels, and I shit you not, I would go to the channel, and their number would never go up. Right? It would always be the same number from which I get in the channel. But I type in the channel. The moment I typed, the channel goes up by 1. I'm going, was that me? Was that not me? So what I did, I literally did this for like 3 hours in one person's channel. I knew the person, right? But I knew them. So they know what I was, they know I'm there. They know I'm watching. So I stopped typing. After like 30 minutes, their number went down by 1. Coincidence? Maybe. Maybe it's coincidence. Maybe the channel still knows I'm watching. likelihood, I believe they have a system when you lurk, you lose a viewer. Even though you typed in the channel previously and your channel's still up and it's not muted. Because I didn't mute the channel. I know that rule. I know that Twitch definitely has something about that. If you mute the channel, they will definitely cut your view off. I've learned that a long time ago. That is an actual, like, Twitch done said, hey, if you mute such channel, you will no longer be counted as a viewer. I learned that a long time ago. Twitch did come out with that. But I believe the typing in chat, it's kind of like putting either a reset on timer or putting time in your view.
Yeah, it's refreshing the viewer count is what I think.
Yeah, and Twitch is not saying anything about that because that's the way to combat those that are botting, right? Because you don't want bots to be in the chat, because bots could say something in the chat every now and then stop, and then like, oh, look, they're just bots. But like viewers, is like you said, I don't want to type all the time. I'm eating me a sandwich. I'm petting my cat. I'm outside walking a dog. I'm still listening in. I'm gonna come back in a minute or two. Why are you cutting out the viewer? They can't say something every 2 minutes. And you're like, so what if a person wants to be like, hey, I'm gonna look in your channel, I'm gonna keep you up and keep you going, but I'm gonna go and peruse something else on the meantime. Like, what's so
Example. So it's available on your phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's available on your phone. So I've got earbuds in. I'm listening, but I set my phone down because I'm making dinner. Well, you know how long it takes to cook? I can't type every 30 minutes while I'm cooking. So you're telling me that even though I'm actively listening, I'm not considered a viewer to the stream because I can't stop what I am doing in my life to type hello.
Yeah, at
what
the
the
time,
hell?
and like, it's not like anybody's been like, oh my god, I'm gonna get partner real easy by having my friends watching me. Who has 70 friends that can watch them at all times every time they stream to hit partner? It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Why we nickeling and diming here? I get it. They don't really care about small channels, but they're not really like they're more harmful than helpful. I'm not asking for help. I'm just asking to stop with the harmful stuff. And lurking should be a completely, and I believe, justifiable thing to do. Now, illegal view botting by using a new release game to have people just sit there, literally just sit there and watch a channel, not because they're fun or interesting or entertaining, but to get an item in a video game where they normally would never be in that channel anyways.
Yeah, saying that brings up another question. So, is that whole chat refresh thing going to be in effect for that?
Oh,
because if it's not, then they're really boning you because now they're giving people a reason to lurk.
Oh yeah, well, with some of the smart ones, I don't blame them, right? I don't blame them one bit. It's good publicity and probably good for their branding. What they do is they go, hey, you want this game? All right, for the next minute, spam in chat, blah, 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 and you could win this game right now, or this thing right now. And everybody just starts going crazy in the chat. Just nuts. And then when it's done, crickets. Crickets. I shit you not. I watched a guy with over 2,586 viewers yesterday that was being sponsored by Amazon to play this game. Mind you, sponsored. And because his name was on one of the lists of like people you could watch to do this thing they have going on with Ark. And the chat was like, there was barely anybody talking. Like there were maybe someone saying something every maybe 3 minutes, maybe 4 minutes. It felt like, it wasn't like, like some channels, it was like, Right. But as soon as it says, hey, giveaway, the chat was like thousands of people just typing that word in the chat, just going ham. And because he was giving away one of the things, I'm like, all those people were lurking. All of them. Every last one of them. The moment a giveaway happens, here they come like a train. But when the train's done, crickets.
Yep, 30 minutes, and then Hey, I got another blah 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 blah. There we go again.
Yeah, it's like I feel like that is I get it, right? It's kind of like one of these rich get richer kind of thing. The big channels get bigger, and this is definitely a good jumping off point. If I was a businessman, let's just say I was a businessman, and I see the big channels going, hey, it'll cost me $600,000 to just rough estimate cash money to invest in this big channel to help get with all their viewers. Or I can go to this other channel that's way smaller that I see a lot of potential in. They're just as good as the big channel, if not better. And I can't pay them like $500. I'm going to the $500 boy. Or I'm gonna buy a bunch of, let's say, $200 people, just a bunch of them, big net of small channels to hit just as big as the other channels and have a way better income of possible like low budget streamers that can possibly grow while doing it
High return.
in high return. Like, just why are you investing in the big channels? I don't understand. I do
because to them it's a guaranteed thing, whereas all the smaller channels are not, and they do not want to take chances with their money at all.
Yeah, I think a bigger net, it's better gamble than to me. Well, at least to me. But I if I was a company that I would throw it the broader nets. I would want the bigger nets, not the net that's already been cast. And like they already have the large group, and of course the large group will span to another group, and then that group will span to another group because they'll raid another big channel, and then that channel will raid another big channel. And I was like surfing yesterday. I was just surfing. I was just like, oh, raid. Okay, here I go. This channel. I'm not gonna actually watch them. I'm gonna put them almost on mute. I said them. I'm still watching them, but I'm not gonna be like. I'll say something every now and then in the chat, and because a lot of them also had like, "Hey, only way you can talk in chat if you follow." I'm like, oh my god, I get that is so smart, but such a dick move. Because they know when they win the giveaways, in order to enter the giveaway, they hit the follow. I'm like, no, I'm not following. Fuck that. I'm not gonna follow a channel. I'm not interested just because of a giveaway. I'm not interested in you. I don't like your content. I don't think you're funny. I don't think you're fun. Not doing it. So
I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like there are some positives, but I feel like almost every time we get a positive, we get a negative right along with it.
Yeah, and again, the game seems like fun. It does. I don't go. I'm not the type of person. At least I feel like I am. I could be entirely the sucker, but I feel like I could watch this game and not be drawn in just because of an entertaining person. Like, the game seems like I like Diablo. I do. I like Diablo. I like the aspect of it, and I like it also to be free to play, and it's be something to do when I'm not playing Genshin Impact. But I feel like it could be one that's like, am I drawn in because it's a big game right now? Like, everybody's talking about it. It's like, oh, free big game. A lot of people playing it. It's kind of like, I don't know if you watched my Halo one, but it's kind of like that. It's like,
yeah, which is why it took so long to get me into Genshin, because I am not that person. Mm-hmm. I refuse that as soon as somebody says, "Oh, this game is blowing up. It's great. It's fantastic. I've got to go play it," to be the person to run to play it. I mean, you seen how long it took you to convince me to get into Genshin. That is the reason why. Now, I will not say that I don't enjoy the Genshin. I love Genshin. Hell, I was fighting the Geo Cube right before we started this podcast. But I'm not that person. There are game series that I will not lie and say that as soon as a new one comes out that I will run to play, because they're a proven series for me. Mm-hmm. Of something I like. Example, Breath of the Wild. It's a Zelda series, right?
Yeah.
Guarantee you, as soon as fucking pre-order rolls up for Breath of the Wild 2, that shit will be on pre-order, because that is something I enjoy. Not to mention, I enjoy watching Stealthy play it, because hands down, she is one of the best Legend of Zelda players I've ever come across. She has the ability to find shit that you're not even supposed to be able to find without a guide, but her brain is attuned to the world of Legend of Zelda, Like, I know this rock looks like every other rock. There's absolutely no indication that this rock is different, but this is Legend of Zelda, so it probably is. Let me pick it up. Damn, there's a heart container. And you're like, what the fuck?
I could definitely see that, and people can follow the tropes of the video games. But I know,
Final Fantasy's terrible for that for me. I'm not going to lie.
Mm-hmm.
I am that kid that grew up, and Final Fantasy was one of the biggest influences that I ever ran into as far as video games go.
Mm-hmm. But of course, Final Fantasy VII just came out to PC not like a couple weeks or a month ago or so, and now people are already modding the heck out of it, which I think is kind of like funny. But people love doing that kind of things, and I think that's only a good thing for the video game. Like, hey, let people mod your game without like it being like a mod that like literally breaks the game. If they want to modify characters, let them have at it. It's not gonna be no skin off our backs, but I think mods are great things for video games. I think more games should be mod acceptable. Like, hey, if I want to change my look in my character, or change the look of this thing, or go run around with another, like using another character as a weapon.
I'd love to have Tifa fighting in that blue dress the entire time on PlayStation. Yeah, baby.
Yeah. I think that stuff's kind of funny. It's something to get people to get invested in. Skyrim is a great example of what the game can truly become. The behemoth that it is, even to this day, just by mods alone.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, I got people at work that are still replaying Skyrim just because they're trying new mods, you know?
So I think that's wonderful. But I definitely am going to be playing Lost Ark. If I could get it now, I would. And honestly, true transparency, if you would tell me, hey, here's Lost Ark right now, and you can turn on drops enable, I'm going to turn it on. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's fair. But if it gives me even a chance of getting a new viewer and getting more people to watch my channel and helping my channel grow, I'm going to take a full advantage of it. And I don't think it's still right? But there's people out there that do view botting on their channel without drops enabled needed. And they grow their channel, and when their channel grows, they turn off the view bots, and they just then that's their ship, and it's already sailing, and they go. And I blame those people. Those people should be outed and called out for it, because I don't think that's fair. And that I feel like if someone did it to my channel, though it would help me finally get people to notice me, I would feel in terrible guilt, because knowing that someone did that in order for me to even get viewed and go off, and it's like.
But at the same time, you're giving full transparency that you may be guilty, but you're damn sure gonna do it.
Yeah, it's like I would like, man, this is. I got big because of view botting, or got noticed because of view botting. I think it's wrong, but I don't. But if that's what it takes to get noticed, I really can't say I blame them, but it's like,
here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I'm gonna chunk some shit that you told me right back in your lap, in your house.
Yeah,
you told me this, okay? Just because it's what you can do to make you better, is it what you should do?
Yeah, true.
You get my point. I mean, you feel strongly against this, but at the same time, you're willing to do it for you. So how I mean,
yeah, it's like, you know what I mean? Should I do it? I can't do it. Should I do it? Should I really support?
I mean, I get it from a personal standpoint of, yes, you want to do what's best for you. You want to this is what you want to do. This is what you want to be your career. To do that, you have to financially make money doing it, and that this can get you that. But at the same time, is the money and the viewers worth the compromisation of your principles? Yeah, there you go. I mean, that's it in a nutshell. I'm not trying to be an ass, but you asked me to be a co-host because you knew that I am going to throw this shit right at you. Yeah. And the honest truth is that if you do, if I could hand you this game right now and you could turn it on, if you turn it on, yes, you may get more viewers. Yes, you may eventually make more money. You may grow that way. But you're compromising the very principles that you spend every chance you get promoting to all of us that watch you and all of us that listen to you and all of us that hold you dear as a friend. So the question comes down to it in the end, what are you willing to compromise?
Yeah. So that's the thing though. Like when let's say I did turn on the game and I did start playing and I did get start more viewers, I would be probably more annoyed the fact that like it took me to do this thing, play this game, to turn on this thing so people look at me going, why did you look at me beforehand? That would be like why did drops enable have to be the key element for you to check me out?
And then the next thing that's going to come from that is I know how you are when you get annoyed. So that's going to change the way you communicate with your chat because now you're annoyed with most of them because they didn't look at you before. Now, how do you think that's going to affect your viewer count when you start going towards the ignore? Doesn't matter if you got that shit turned on or not. They're going to stop watching. So, you got to be careful what you do because you can be self-destructive as well. You know, you have to be careful.
I can't.
This is all coming from love, brother.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch you regardless. Okay, because I support you, but I don't want you compromising your principles just based on. It can get me where I want to be now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's kind of surprising when people realize, like, wait. His name is for a reason. He's called Grumpy Bear. I do get grumpy on stream.
Yes, you do.
What is this guy getting grumpy for? I'm like, wait. You didn't catch my name? Let me tell you something here. It is true.
Here's something that I don't think anybody's ever noticed about my name. Yes. It is partially off of a character I really enjoy. But one of the things nobody's thought about, one of the things I had the biggest problem with when I first started streaming games and everything, and you know this because you bitched at me about it, is talking.
Yeah.
What does a ninja do? A ninja's fucking silent. It's exactly silent. What did Corvo did? He was silent. He snuck around. And when people pop into mine sometime and they're like, "Hey man, you're not really talking," I'm like, "Did you not read the fucking name, bro?" I mean, I'm in it for the games. Yes, guys, I've gotten better about talking. I'm even doing videos with a whole hell of a lot more conversation in it now. But my point is gamer tags are there for a reason, guys. We don't just pick this shit for no reason. It usually reflects something about our personality. Yeah. Read the name.
Like, if you're looking for a rage or outrage channel, I am not that channel. I get grumpy, and I'm outwardly vocal about it. And I feel like that could be a detriment at times. I feel like maybe I don't want to be a person that changes my branding to try to get new audiences. But at times I feel like, should I change my branding, change my channel, and just go all new and see if I can maybe find a new group with a new name, and what would I choose? And then will it feel like when my old viewers were like, but I miss Grumpy Bear. Like I miss that naming that person that I've come to know. Like it's attachment to the name at this point.
Not trying to cut you off, but we are winding down on time, and I know there's a couple of topics you wanted to get to. One of them being some very beautiful artwork that apparently you've seen.
Okay, so I would have to say real quick, I watched this. No spoilers. Don't worry, no spoilers. I watched this week's Attack on Titan and this week's Demon Slayer, and while Attack on Titan has a great story, and it's definitely it's gone to weird places already. It went from, hey, pretty simple plot to follow to a what the heck is that and what is going on. And then Demon Slayer, while it's almost bone dry cut and it will try to keep you fed like a baby bird, like, hey, we're if you don't get what happened, let me explain it to you, kind of situation. And okay, for quick, anybody does not understand anime here, there is normally kinds of grades of anime. There's grades of anime that are low budget, usually meant for kids, right? They're not gonna put a lot of money in anime that's meant for kids. And there's the TV show budget, which is, the animation can be pretty at times, right? A little here and there, but nothing on a level as movie budget.
Right. Right.
right? Demon Slayer in the last episode, just by itself, the animation of it has went to so far of a level that I don't even think movie level animes and animation and looks can match its look alone. And I get it's a fight, right? It's a big scene fight that happened. But let me try to explain to you the idea of this thing. This scenery here. It went so far into details and the choreograph and the movements and the visual eye candy, you might say, to the point where you actually were seeing everything. And that, I don't know if that makes sense really. Like you could see not only every character's arm movements, weapon movements, their hair, the wind, the shrapnel, the fire, the sky. You could literally, there was nothing blurred on the screen. And there was no just streak marks going across it to give off the illusion of movements. It was, you could see all of it in crisp details. And the way they moved, how the characters moved through the scenery, it was as if you were running behind them or beside them. You feel like you were literally in it. And it's a cartoon, but you feel like you were there. And it was so like you felt like you could see the characters were like, you know, shape and you know, like their structure, like they were a 3D model because the camera was moving so much around them that you felt like you could see the character as if it was a human.
Like someone standing right in front of you.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I have never seen an anime go this hard. One on the fight scene, two on animation, three on the camera and choreograph and the scenery and the music. I've never seen it. It almost blows my mind of how vast anime has gone from to what it is today. There's almost no distinction. I know you probably watch a lot of animes in your days. Like,
Yep.
Back in the old days, would you say there was a lot of anime that would match the words I just prescribed to you?
No, I mean, I can tell you one of my earliest and most favorite animes was Akira. And even with it being as popular and as well known as it is, there were streaks behind those bikes for a reason. They were trying to give you the illusion of the speed at which they were traveling.
Mm-hmm.
They did not have the ability to do what you just described. And I think that's great. I think it's good that it's come that far. I want to see it keep going. I mean, the closest thing to that I can say that I've ever watched was a CGI created anime, and that was Advent Children. I mean, Advent Children. You could see the freaking hair on their face.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And that was a 3D character, but this like they went to. It's almost like the wording of 2D, which anybody understand the idea of 2D is a two-dimensional character, but in 3D aspects. It felt like that in true reality, and I was so enraptured in it. I felt like I was in it, and like some people are like, how could you feel like you're in a cartoon? Give it a shot. Give it a try. You may not find it in this anime, but in the future, if you try other animes, you feel like you're actually going along with the character in the journey.
Right.
You feel like that emotionally.
Right.
But this was so vivid that I was feeling like I was following them in this scenery in this combat scenario. And of course, my thoughts of like animes in the old days are usually like, hey, here's a character in one still position, and they just move the camera around a lot, like, you know, giving the idea of like motion and like
right,
you know, shaking
right.
and rage or whatever. And it's really, or they just take a character, same model, and you go and they just move it like this. There it is.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if they had been able to do that with a Dragon Ball Z fight scene.
Oh. Okay, I love Dragon Ball Z, but I don't think even Dragon Ball Z was on the level that was.
It's not.
Yeah,
but think about it if it would have been.
Yes,
Dude,
please.
did you see Piccolo and Goku throwing down in that kind of detail? Jesus.
I would love it. And I know like sometimes they go, hey, this is a big moment. Let's splooge money on this and make this like most memorable moment in anime for people. And I get that. That's probably what they did. It probably went, you know what? We got the budget, we got the money. This is a big moment. We're big dick energy in it. We're gonna go all in on this scene or this action. I get it, but I wish it was the norm. Like I truly do. This wish this was the norm. This feel like it was.
It's all about the amount of people that watch it. The more that watch it, the higher the budget they get. You know, and the thing is like, you know as well as I do, it's been getting massive traction ever since it was released. I mean, it was bound to get to a point where they were going to start getting a higher budget for better choreographed, better visuals, better artwork, more people to do artwork, because a lot of time people want to blame the artist, but it's not that the artist isn't capable, it's that they can't do everything in the time frame. So sometimes you need a team of artists to work on something, and that's all it takes.
And you know, some people might say, "Oh, the art carries the anime." I don't really truly believe in those words, but there is times where it will elevate it to to my imagination, for which I'm in disbelief almost on how amazing it looks. How splendid it all comes out to be. And I feel like that's kind of like to say, like the One Punch series. Season 1, the One Punch season was very well drawn. Very well drawn. Season 2 of the anime was not. They dropped the budget. And you could definitely tell there was a change of a little bit of art style, a little bit of how much money to put into it. Doesn't mean it wasn't still a good story. It's still a good anime. It was still fun to watch. But the animation on season 1 definitely elevated to that like, oh my god, instead of reading in the manga, I feel like I'm in the manga or in the anime. Like I'm going from reading the manga to seeing an anime and like, oh my god, like this is so much more entertaining because I'm seeing a lot more that's going on. But then they get to season 2, it's like I could have read that in a manga and been just as much as entertained. It's still good, but I can still be just as much as entertained as just reading the manga. Just let my imagination grow what's happening rather than watching it on the screen going, well, that's a little bland. It still was good, but this was probably like for some people like, oh my god, this is what I imagined and then some. And the Demon Slayer. And some people say Demon Slayer is kind of mid. Yeah, maybe it is. In some part. But that part, not even close, buddy. Not mid, like that alone, that could probably carry like for rest of people's seasons. Like I love Full Metal Alchemist, but that alone would be a staple in my mind for a long time. When people say, "Hey, anime to watch, Demon Slayer," why? Get to season 2. Just get to season 2. Just that's all I say. Get to see or watch the movie. Movie's very great too, but season 2, wow! Once they actually get off the train and actually going for that ride, you are on for a ride, buddy. And I can't wait to the next episode. And of course, I've also been watching this Shuriken Doku Doll. Apparently, the big controversy. Okay, real quick about this though. Apparently, there was this one not dojin, but like harem anime. You know what harems are. Yep. Apparently, they censored two characters kissing. They censored it. I'm sorry, but when did kissing become so lewd and bad they need to censor kissing? Oh. I don't know who did that, but stop. Kissing is not a bad thing. Why is the world going, oh my god, it's so lewd. Can't show kissing. This is bad. I'm like, it's just two people kissing. Oh my goodness.
It's just a little tongue.
Yeah, I feel like people take kissing far beyond like to the scope, but that's just a personal thing. I don't think kissing is as crude and lewd as many people do, but I don't feel like that. But anyways, and of course your grill. How was the grill, real quick?
Okay, so real quick, the first grill on that thing was fantastic, bro.
First grill.
The first grill. What I mean by that is the steaks I did that night were fantastic. It took a while to season it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's in case you didn't catch it, it's 30 inches wide.
Yeah.
By like 26 inches deep.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a big cast iron griddle. So it took a while. Once it was seasoned, the steaks cooked fabulously. Absolutely fabulously. The most evenly cooked steak I've probably ever cooked in my life. And what I mean by that is anybody that's ever grilled on a grill that has a grate knows that you get uneven heat sometimes with where eye placement is, or where coal placement is, or where heat is drawn in at, and you'll get part of your steak might be a little dunner than the other part, and vice versa. You know, this thing heats up so evenly across the griddle that there was very little to no differentiation at any point when you cut this steak. So you can cut it up in several strips, and almost every one of them, let's say you had a 1/4 inch of bright pink, every fucking one of them is going to have a 1/4 inch of bright pink. It was very evenly cooked, very well done. The second grilling was very interesting. It was phenomenal as well, except for what we cooked. So I made some chicken burgers.
Okay.
I really haven't messed with ground chicken a whole lot myself.
Mm-hmm.
So made some chicken burgers on it, and oh my god, I had went back and seasoned it by throwing some bacon on it.
Yeah.
To help season it a little more.
Some bacon juice.
Sweet Jesus, man, that shit. My boys now tell me that chicken burgers are a staple.
Yeah.
And they better see them at least once a month, or Daddy might wake up with a bat and a bag over his head.
Hey, well, I know you probably do, you probably don't. I don't know, because I didn't know about this but a couple months back. There is actually a thing called bacon butter.
Yeah.
Try that out.
Yeah. There's quite a few things. But now that I have this thing, I'm learning a few things about it that I didn't know. So there's a few things I'll be picking up as we progress. Different types of cleaning utensils, different types of seasoning for the plant, for the griddle area. Some different tools. Something that you would like because you like tacos. Is this company literally made a taco unit that sits on the griddle, and you can lay your shells in it.
Yeah.
Okay, and fix your tacos, and it will cook your tacos on the grill. And when you take it off, you just add your lettuce, tomato, or whatever you want to add to it, and it's smoking hot like street tacos, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Can you control like the sections of it, or is it?
Yeah. It has two different heating ranges.
Mm-hmm.
You do not have to use the whole thing. Most time we are only using half of it. I do alternate which half we're using because I don't want one to get more seasoned on one side than the other.
Yeah.
And it is recommended that the way this thing works is that after every 2 or 3 cookings, you go back and you wipe a little on it and run, just one season pass on it,
Yeah.
To keep it seasoned. It's very much like your grandmother's cast iron pan. If you keep it seasoned the same way, it's going to turn out stuff the same way. I haven't had a single thing stick to this thing since I've been cooking on it. And I've cooked everything from bacon to chicken burgers to steaks. I've been giving it down the country, and nothing sticks.
Well, time will only tell whether or not it will keep that good, but I hope it will. Let me see. Let's see. Shouldn't change the shirt. Cora loves the shirt too. Should have changed shirts. Okay. What? I like my shirt though. Somebody by the name of the great Labino should have changed shirt. Okay. Corvo, love your shirt too. Well, they like.
Okay, that would be Todd.
Oh, that's Todd?
That's Todd.
Okay.
So yeah, I forgot to change my shirt. Todd, my bad, but it is what it is. You're the only person in here other than Grumpy that probably knows. But yeah,
I won't call it out, but
yeah. Anyway, so I've pretty much went over everything I need to go over. Is there anything that you need to go over?
not that I think of. I'm apparently a little quiet. I didn't know that, but anyways, I'll try to
I didn't realize it.
yeah, I mean, I'll just take note of that and try to fix that for later. But anyways, Todd, sorry you just got here. Oh god, I know I'm really loud on your side. Oh, turn me down, bro.
Hang on.
Okay, so let's see. I think that might have been all the conversations, but all the things I will say though, I will be definitely be streaming today. I've been taking a lot of days off in streaming because I don't know, I just haven't felt really like in the mood to stream. It was not that I was in a bad mood. Right. I just didn't feel like getting in front of a camera and actually stream today. And I got to stream because I wanted to get Guan Yu, and then after I play Genshin Impact, I feel like I'm in that moment where I'm kind of like, okay, now what I gotta do? I kind of wish I did have Lost Ark, because then I would actually have something to try out. But then again, I would fall in that group whether or not would I be conscious of interest, whether I would enable it or not. I would probably just. I would want to enable it for those who want to try out the game. Like, let's say they watch me and go, "Hey, I like to try the game out, but I can't get the things from you in order to do it." I'm like, well, then do I need to turn it on? But then again, a conflict of interest. I'm not gonna be doing no giveaways with the dang game, because if somebody give me the game, honestly, I like, hey, I got the game, but I can't give it away because I don't get the money. My wife's gonna be able to buy me the Pokemon game, which, like I said before, Corvo, I know you're not into it, but I watched one of my friends play it, and it looks like a lot of fun from his perspective, and I'll like to try it out to myself. My wife's gonna be buying it within the week or so, but we don't have the money for it right now, so that's kind of the reason why I can't buy the art game. But the art game's coming in a couple of days for free anyway, so I'm out.
So, and in future reference, though, Grumpy, we should really get the great Lambino into one of our as a guest one day, because if anybody can throw some anime conversation in along with us, or some video game conversation in with us, this man definitely can do so. He is a huge Pokemon and Dragon Ball fan, to the point that one of his arms has Shenron going up it with Pokeballs floating around him when Pokemon, like you would have Dragon Balls.
Okay, that's very respectable. I want to give me some more Dragon Ball, or at least more Dragon Ball related tattoos on me. I know Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon is very like a huge staple in America, and I get it, right? It's kind of like when those it was a big name, especially in the younger years. I think some more anime like that should be more popularized in the States, where there's more apparel.
I know you do, Todd. I know you do. I know you like it.
Like I would like if I don't know if you noticed this, but even when I went last week to Walmart, at Walmart they had a Cowboy Bebop figurine in a box there to buy. I'm not a huge Cowboy Bebop, and I don't think it's I know it's pretty popular, but to me it's not that popular because I don't really care for it. But even I was like, wow, it was the bad guy with the white hair, the crow on his shoulder.
Yep.
The figurine of him there. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. I want to see more of that in the United States. I think more anime should be more popularized over some other franchises, in my opinion, but that's just my opinions. But anyways, again, going live within the hour. We're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you, Lambito, for coming here today. I do appreciate it. Hope to see you around next time. If you already haven't, hit that subscribe button. For everybody else here that's looking in the background, be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment down below. What would you like to see in anime? Have you checked the new Demon Slayer out? Or you playing Lost Ark?
Do you have any topics you want to hear us talk about next time? Come on, guys. We'll work with the material you give us. We just try to stay away from religious and governmental topics.
Yes.
Other than that, you have free reign. If it's a movie, if it's a game, if it's a book, if it's a manga, throw it in there.
If you would like to see us do more content, let's say a content you've seen us do in the past, you'd like to see us do more reviews on anime, more reviews on movies, you would like to see more stuff like that, we need your communication. We're not going to do it if we don't know if you want it. If you don't want it, well, or don't tell us, we're going to think you don't want it. And clearly, y'all want some content because y'all keep it coming back here. Let y'all know I have over 20% of you are not subscribed. Why? And you're at this point, especially at this juncture, why aren't you subscribing? 20%. That's a lot of people. Please subscribe. Let it be today. I think we earned it by now, especially if you got this far into the podcast. Please hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment what you want to see. And as always, you have a good day. You have a good night. Have a good life. Much love, y'all. Bye.
Bye.